So let me see, we finished up to this point last class. Okay, this PowerPoint, you see. So what I want to, so this is an example of how JSON looks like. This is JSON document. Just remember that you use curly brackets around one document, and then each inside you just have a list of key value pairs. Okay, and for the keys, if it's one word, you don't have to put double quotes around it. Okay, so but you can put double quotes around the key name. But for values, for text values, put inside double quotes. But for numbers, you just leave the number alone. That is pretty common, right? And also, you may also have document inside document. This is a date, so I will practice date just in a second. And then you can also put document inside document. This is an array here. There's a list. So instead of using parentheses for like Oracle for SQL, here you just use square bracket. Okay. So that is consistent with Java, C++, C#, okay, and the JavaScript, of course. So if you have an array, then you just put a square bracket and then have a list of values. So here we have two text values and then separated by commas, okay, if you have multiple values, all right? And then here, this example shows JSON notation for documents inside documents. So in other words, you can have embedded documents, okay? So here we have person document, and then person document has two address documents, all right? And this address, two address document will be inside the array, right? Because the person has two addresses, okay? So, so that is all we need to know about JSON for now. So what I'm going to ask you to do is we will open, let me put this away. So I'm going to just go directly to MongoDB operations. So some of the students have problems with installation of what is called Atom along with Commando integration. So today, because of time, I will not be able to use Atom as a way to log on to MongoDB. So what does that do? It basically give you like a one environment. You can type things because Atom is editor, and you can type commands, and also you can just copy the commands into the terminal. The terminal will run your commands. Okay. So it just gives you convenience. So for today, I am going to just directly use command button. So if you go to start, okay, start the search button, just type CMD here. So you see black box, right? Okay, so here this black box will open just like a command. Can you see this? I don't know whether this font can be changed or not. Let me see. Properties. I think I can use, let me see, font. Okay, font. So let's try to make a font size bigger, maybe 28. That would be big. Okay, so that's good. That's better. So basically, this is just like Windows in the old days, before 1994, there's something called DOS system. This is DOS system. And in DOS system, you can, for example, looking for, list all the files under this directory, or you can just code to change to another directory, say C, something, slash or backslash, okay? And then go to another folder by changing directory, okay? So what I need to do is just simply type a Mongo, and then that directly will give you access to Mongo database that is installed on your local computer. Does everybody have that? Let me know if you have questions. So basically, if you say something like this, okay, it shows that it's like this greater than sign here. That's the place you can type a comment. okay? And if you do not have that, it's probably just because you have installation problem, and the very likely reason is that the path variable was not set correctly. In that case, you have to go back to set the path variable. Because of timing, I guess you will have to just watch me, and then after the class, I can help you to do that, to fix that problem. Okay, so if I just want to, if I just do it quickly, so say just in case you want to do that quickly, if you cannot get that, so what you need to do is go to control panel. So what I did is just type control. Okay, so you find the control panel of your computer, and then you go to system and the security, and then you go to the system here. Okay, and then on the left hand side you see something called the advanced system settings. I believe this is the one. Okay, so then you go to environment variables here. Okay, and then go under the system variable. There's something called a path here. That's the place I will ask you to go to, right? And then you go to edit, all right? And then you can just add a new path. Okay, add a new path. And then what you need to do is just simply just browse, and then find your MongoDB installation. So what you need to do is just go to say this PC, and then go to C drive, and then go to program files. Okay, and then you will be able to see MongoDB listed there. If you install it by default, okay, so MongoDB should be here. Okay, so MongoDB, and after you click on that, you will go. So in my case, I have a server, and then 4.2. But if you just installed recently, then you should have 4.4. Okay, and then go and select a bin directory, and then press OK, and then that's all you need to do. Okay, and then after that, you need to log out and then re-log into your account. Okay, so I will just stop here. Okay, cancel that, cancel that, cancel that. Okay, so what is this? Let me close this one also. So let me close this one. Okay. So what is MongoDB? This is actually is just like a Mongo shell. You are connecting to Mongo that is located Mongo database located on inside your own database. Okay, but if you connect to remote database, if you want to connect to remote database, then you have to type complete command. Let me just show you that quickly. So let me just quit this one first. So that's how you get out of it, quit, okay? And then if you want to connect to remote database, this is what you have to do. First, you will just say Mongo, and then say -- and then host. And then you type, for example, host might be like equals.org. Actually, equals.org does have a MongoDB. I'm still evaluating that. It's just because you may have security concerns, so I have not opened that up yet. And then you have to specify what is the port number. So, for example, port number 270.127, something like that. Okay. And then if you have a username, that's say -u, and then say Scott. Okay. So that's username. And then if you have password, you can also type password, as I say Tiger or something like that here. Okay. And then you also specify which database. So we'll be talking about database in a second. So when you create accounts, then accounts will be located in some databases. So then you say which authentication database will be used. Okay, so that is how you can connect to remote database, MongoDB database. So I'm just connecting to your own local ones first. Okay. So getting back, so this is interactive Java, actually Java interactive Java, what is called interpreter actually. So JavaScript actually. So next semester, some of you will be taking system integration, and I told you that we are going to have like 4 weeks learning how to do JavaScript. And I also told you that JavaScript and SQL are the top 2 hard skills, highly sorted out by employers. Okay, so JavaScript is, you just need to pay attention to that. So here, so in JavaScript, let's just try a few commands in JavaScript, okay? So suppose I want to declare a variable, hold somebody's name, okay? So I will just say var, and then just say my name, okay? and then say equal to, and then it's a double quotes, say John, and then semicolon. So that is just give you that's how you declare variables in JavaScript. JavaScript does not have fixed types, data types. Okay, so whatever data type will be, let's say in this case, my name type will be determined by its value. Okay, so let's do it again. Suppose I also want to have some this age. Okay, so age equals to 45. Then just type 45 here. Okay. And then what if I want to have something like a birth date? So you would just do the same thing, say var, and then say b date. And I told you that you have two ways to enter data values. One is using constructor new date. Okay, so if you use this constructor, you will just specify year number, month number. So for example, 2010. Okay, and then month number is 01. All right. And then the date value is a 23, okay? Then you can also specify hour and minute, so I'm going to stop here. Okay, so that's how you specify a date, okay? Now let's do it again. Suppose I want to have admission date. So variable a date, admission date. So in that case, I'm going to use function is o date. So remember it's case sensitive, okay? Just like a C#. So if that's the case, then you have to put that data value in like Greenwich time. So what the format will be like this. So let's say 2020, for example, and 01, okay, then 09, okay. So that's date. And then if you also specify time, you say T, and then you type what time is it, okay. So let's say 12 o'clock, colon 09, colon 9 minutes, and then some seconds, okay, and then say dot, and then you type 1, 2, 3, some kind of a millisecond, and Z. So Z stands for like a Greenwich time, okay, and that's how you can specify a date time using the function is all date, okay. So now we have declared all the things. So let's just try to do trying to see. So for example, if you want to say age, okay, age is here. Okay, and then if I want to just make use this data, let's do the b date also, b date. So that would be like so it was created by using constructor, but now it's showing that as I also date. Okay, and I'm not trying to do operations here. Suppose I want to make a sentence with my name. Okay, my name. And then in Oracle, we use pipeline to connect text, right? So here we're using plus, that is same as C#, right? So let's just say, put a double quotes and is, how many years old? Okay, years, that, and then age, okay, and then plus, let's say double quotes, years old, something like that. So I'm using variables, connecting variables to make a sentence here. So you see that the sentence will, that the result is showing that here, okay? And this is just, you can also do simple calculations. For example, 344 divided by 23 and then multiply 12, and then they will give you the result, okay? So can use that like a small calculator, okay? So all that will be something related to JavaScript. So you really can use this to practice JavaScript commands, okay? But of course, this class is not about JavaScript, and we are using just this to learn to access MongoDB database. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you want to say what database do you have, right? So to do that, just say show DBs. So that way that will give you a list of databases you have. So you can try that yourself. So whether you have those databases yourself, you probably don't, right? Okay, so let me try to follow this. All right, so so this is the list of databases you have. So if you how do you create those databases? It's actually very easy. So basically, if you just say I want to use a database, okay, I use just type say use test DB. Okay, so just simply that the one word, the database test DB will be created. So it says switch to DB test DB, and then if I go to show DBs again, and we show that my the test DB is not in here. Okay, so actually that test DB, by just switching that, will not actually. So actually we have to create something in there to be able to show. So we can do that. Okay, so just say use test DB again. And then this, so currently we switch to test DB, but test DB at this point is not created yet. So what I will do is I will just create something here. Okay, so I'll just say DB dot test DB dot insert. Okay, and then I'm going to put the parentheses around it first. Okay, and then semicolon first. Okay, and then we're going to inside the test this parentheses. I need to put like a say I will put like one document into that. Okay, let's just say some very simple document. Okay, so let's just say I want to create switch a little bit here. Okay, so let's just say I would do one student here. Okay, one just anything. Okay, so parentheses, semicolon, curly brackets first. Curly brackets. So that was around one document, right? And the inside document is just have some kind of a list key value pairs, right? And then we'll put a key here. So let's just say the key is somebody's name, right? Okay, and then colon, and then we'll just say age. So let's just say, so in this case, let's just say I want to use my name. Remember the variable I just declared, and comma. So then I'll get a second one. So it's age, and for age I will use age here, the variable. So let's just say this might be confusing because the first one is actually key name, second one is actually value. Let me just put actual value, just trying to avoid that first. Okay, so let's say John. Okay, so comma, and the age, so let's say 29. Okay, so that will just create. What does that do? It will create. Hold on. There's a collect. This is DBs actually. No, I did something wrong here. So actually, we already switched to test DB. So actually, we are going to just create a new collection. So I'm going to call that collection. Collection is just MS table. Okay, so person. So db.person and then insert. So I'm going to insert this record, this document into person's document, in person's collection. Okay, so it says result, right, inserted. Okay, so that basically just say the result is successful. So at this point, if you just want to show DBs again, and then test DB should be created here. Yeah, right here. Okay, so that's how database will be created if database does not exist. So that was not here before, right? Yeah. Okay, so now it's there. Okay. And after you get into switch to get into the DB, and you want to say what the collections you have. So let's just try that. So show collections. So at this point, I have only one collection, just one table, persons, right? And then that that's how you get that. So how do you show data inside a product collection? To do that, you say db.person find. Okay. So that will give you all the documents inside. So you say that there's one document object ID inserted, and also there are two key value pairs. One is name, another is age. So when you so in MongoDB they automatically put like a names key names inside double quotes. And I told you that that's really not necessary. It was one word. Okay. All right, so now let me go back to my PowerPoint. I'm trying to go back to the place I follow that, trying not to skip anything here. Okay, so let's say we did the insert and show DB, use DB, show collections, and test find. So we did that, okay. Okay, so next I did the insert, okay, and already did that. Okay, so now let's say if I want to remove all the documents inside the collection, what do I do? So in that case, you type db dot name of a collection, that is a person, and then dot remove, okay, and then parentheses first. Remember function, you have to surround, put parameters inside the parentheses, right? Do that first. And then let's say usually you want to remove certain documents, right? So you have to put inside specify like criteria. But now let's say I don't have any criteria. I will just put curly brackets around it. That means just everything. All documents will be deleted. Okay, so that's how you can do just remove documents from a collection. So db name of collection remove, and then put some kind of criteria that those documents satisfying those criteria will be removed. Okay, so at this point, all documents will be removed. Okay, so if you're trying to do db.person.final again, you should see that there's nothing there. Okay, no more documents in there. Okay, and then how do you delete a collection, delete a table? So to do that, you just simply say db dot just say the name of collection, say person, and then say dot drop, so that the whole collection will be deleted. Okay, so then person collection is deleted. And how do you want to get rid of a database? To do that, just simply type db dot drop database. Okay, drop database. And then when you do that, the database you are currently in will be deleted. So for example, the test DB that we just created, right, will be deleted if you run this command. Okay, so let me say, if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? So otherwise, I'm going to follow my PowerPoint. Actually, everything is inside the PowerPoint. I'm just follow the line, follow this, okay, past that. So next thing, let's say I want to do, so if you want to just say rename a collection, rename a table, this is what you do. Just simply just say db dot say for example person, okay, and then just say rename, and then say collection, okay, and then parentheses, semicolon, parentheses, and semicolon. And then you just need to give a new name inside as a parameter. For example, new name is persons or people, okay? People, let's just do that, okay? So then this collection name will be changed. Did I remove the collection? Oh, the name that, that collection we already removed. So we cannot do that anymore. So what I would do is, let me just go back to the previous command and then insert that, and then we do that again. So let's say person, insert, okay? So let's say insert, okay? So I'm going to put insert document inside here, and then the document consists of just say two things maybe. One is a name, person's name, so P name, okay? Just do that. And the name will be a variable, my name. Remember, I declared Java variable, my name. So now I can use it here, okay? Now the second one, oh, this is a comma actually. And the second one is, say I want to do the person's birth date, okay? So I will say birth date, okay? Birth date. Remember, we have variable called a b date, right? So we can use that variable here, b date, okay? So you can use a variable instead of actual values, because the variable actually have values, right? So my name was John Doe, right? And then b date was some kind of value, so some kind of value there. So you can enter that like this, okay? Enter. So result is successful. And now let's just do db.person.find, and then you will see that the document has been inserted, and then it has John Doe as whatever value that we put into my name, and then birth date, which was a b date we created, right? So now it is here in there. Okay. So let's say if you want to rename this collection, just do person and then rename collection, and then parentheses, and then just say I want to create a new name for this one, people. Okay. So now this name has been changed. If you do say show collections, then instead of person, now you say people. Does it make sense? Okay, so if you have no questions, I'm going to move on. You can also create copies, not just copy, rename collections. You can also rename databases, but that is a little bit more involved. So basically, what you need to do is just simply copy the current database to a new one first, and then you drop the old one. So that's basically just a combination of both. Okay, and we already practiced how to do Java days. I'm going to skip that, and then Java days also here. I'm going to skip that. So I will just follow the PowerPoint, so that way I don't need to. Okay, so now let's just try to create a new couple of new collections. So let's just say this time I will do students collection. Okay, so I will do dd dot student dot insert. Okay, so the first document consists of just student ID, name, and also birth date. Okay, so I will do curly brackets first. Okay, so just have a good habit because you're going to have a lot of this kind of Java, code. So JavaScript code. So sometimes the missing parentheses is causing some kind of confusion. So just trying to open it, close it first. Okay, so then you then you're filling the blanks. Okay, so I'm going to create a student ID 111111. Okay, comma, and then student name. Just create something here. So this is Lisa. Okay, comma, and now student's birth date. So remember, you have two ways to enter a date value. So I'm going to use this time. I'm going to use is_date. Okay, is_date. So I will put the values like 2002-12-31. Double close. Okay. So remember that always when you have a parenthesis opening, then you remember you have it closed. Okay, because you may have so many of those kind of things that may be confusing. Okay, so we inserted one student document into a collection called student. So you wonder, we don't even have a collection yet, right? But the collection will be created when you do this statement. So that is the beauty of a MongoDB. So really, there's no need for like a fixed structure, like have a table collections or sorted fields before you can insert a value. Okay, and because this is something's wrong here. So let me see. Somebody can point out what's wrong. Literal not terminated in NF script. So this time I'm going to use arrow key to pull out the last comment. Okay, and then I just check statement again. So I think, you see that I have missed double quotes here. You see that? Double quotes. Okay. Double quotes. So then fill in the blank. And then enter again. Okay, this time write successfully. Okay, so now let's do it again. So this time I will insert a student with a student ID, name, and also admission birth date and also admission date. Okay, so dd.student.insert. Okay, and then parentheses first. Okay, semicolon. Okay, so that you will not forget. And then inside, I'm going to go to curly brackets. So I'm going to insert one document. Okay. And then inside document, I'm going to have a list of key value pairs. First, let's say student ID 2222222, comma, and then student name. Let's just use say this time I will use say Smith. Okay, comma, and then let's say birth date. Okay, and let's say birth date. This time I'm going to use Java notations, a new date, and then just put some kind of values in there. So 2001, and then 12, and then 12. Okay, close it. So that is birth date, comma, and now let's do admission date. admit date. Okay, so this line for admit date, I'm going to use as all date. Okay, and then inside here, close parentheses first, okay, in case we forget, and then double quotes first, okay, and then let's just put values inside. Okay, so let's say admission date is 2019, okay, and 09 and 12. Let's just do that. Okay, so you see that the structure is pretty flexible, it's pretty scalable. So originally, when you create a student database, student collection, you have only 3 fields. You have student ID, student name, and also birth date. But now I added in another column, and it's just so scalable in MongoDB. So now let's try to see the result of DB that student data find. Okay, so then you say that we have two documents have been created. Okay. Now let's say you can also, let's skip that. You can also insert several documents at one time. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, so let's say I will do, so unlike SQL, you can only insert one row at one time, right? And one row to one table at one time. But here you can insert multiple records, multiple documents into one collection at one time. So to do that, say db.student and that insert many. So that's command you want to do. Okay. So first parentheses because that's just a function, and you need the parentheses to put the parameters inside, right? And then let's say semicolon here first, and then next, let's say inside here I'm going to insert multiple documents. So the multiple documents, of course, is going to be a list, right? So I'm going to use a raise or click square bracket first. Okay, so I'm going to create a list, put like a list of documents inside, and then let's go inside here. So I'm going to put like let's say I want to put two documents. I'll put curly brackets, comma, and then curly brackets. So that's 2 documents. If you have more documents, just trying to add those curly brackets first. So that way you always have like opening, closing, matching with each other, right? So let's just go back to the first document. So let's say first document, I'm going to just have a student ID and a student name. Okay, so SID. Okay, let's just say 3333333. Okay, and then S name. Let's just make something called Bill. Okay. Suppose that's only information about the first document. Now let's do the second document. Okay. So second document, let's just say SID 4444444. Okay, and then comma, and then S name, let's say equals to S name. Let's just say Lauren. Okay, AUREN. All right, and then let's create one more thing for that, and let's just say major. Okay, so major is MIS. So remember, major field does not exist before, right? So now with this arrow, with this document, this one will be created for you. Okay, so this is how you can insert multiple documents at one time. Okay, try it. Okay, so acknowledge it's true, and then everything's fine. So db.student.find, and there we go. So you can see we have 4 documents already created, and they all have different kind of fields. Okay, so remember MongoDB is document based, and the collection structure is pretty fluid. It's scalable. Okay, in other words. All right, so now let's move on to next one. So next, let's just say I want to do some kind of a query. So we are going to do more queries after you come back from Thanksgiving break, but now we'll just do some simple ones here. So let's just say I want to, we already learned how to query everything, how to find every document, okay? But if you just want to find the first document inside the collection, then just simply db.student.find1. So that will give you the first one. Okay, so that would be just one document created. And how do we sort, say, for example, a certain document with certain criteria? We are going to do more criteria next class, but now let's just do very simple ones. Let's say I want to find a document that contains student name as Lisa. So to do that, just simply say student collection name dot find, and then inside the parentheses, you need to put a criteria. Okay. So the criteria in this case is going to be very simple. First of all, I want to just say as name, okay, as name, and then equal to, say, Lisa. Okay, so that's just simply find all documents that have a student name as Lisa. Got that? Okay, so we found that one. Okay, of course, if you have multiple documents with same thing, then all these documents will be listed. But if you just want to show only one, the first one of the result, so of course in this case just one result. But if you have multiple results, you just want to show the first one, you can do the same thing. Dot find one. Okay, so the parentheses always have like a good habit unless you're sure what you need to do. So I'm going to have a criteria. First of all, is student name, and then it's going to be Lisa. Okay, Lisa. Okay, final one. So in that case, if you have multiple records, you will show only the first one that has student name equals to Lisa. Okay, so in our case, we found the same. We get just one result, right? So if you have only one result, then you can actually show the values of certain field. Okay, so for example, I can just get like object ID. Okay, so I would do db dot student dot find one. Okay, and then parentheses. Okay, and then you can say dot underscore ID. That's the name of the field. This one, right? Underscore ID. So that will give you that, this value. Okay. So of course you need to go back to find the criteria. So if you have a criteria also, just put that criteria in here. Okay. So let's say as name, and then say Lisa. Okay. Does it make sense? So you get the object ID. And the last class I said with object ID, it has 3 parts. The first 4 bytes, basically just 8 numbers. First 8 bytes, 8 numbers will tell you what is the stamp, timestamp. So in other words, at what time this record was created. Okay. And then the second 5 bytes will give you the consensus random number, which does not make any sense. And last 3 bytes will just last 6 numbers. So each 2 numbers are 1 byte. Okay. So last 6 bytes will tell you that's some kind of like a sequence number of this object ID. Okay. So the first 4 bytes will be very meaningful. So if you want to get a stamp ID, timestamp ID, timestamp from ID, then this is what you do. Okay. So you say db.student find one. Okay. So close that, and then dot, and then underscore ID. Okay, and then say dot get time stamp. Parentheses. So that will give you the timestamp contained inside ID. So of course we can also put a criteria here. So let's just put a criteria, same thing here. Let's just say curly brackets, and let's just say as name is Lisa. Okay, so we're supposed to get this ID. From this ID, you get a timestamp. Okay, so run that. And it says that 2020 November 25th. That's just this is just Greenwich time, standard time that maybe just a few minutes ago that we just typed this thing. Okay, so anyway, this is how you can get a timestamp for each individual document. Okay, and make sure that you find find one will just return one. But if you just do find, then it will not work. Let me just try to do that. Okay, so suppose db.student find. Okay, so suppose I find and then say dot underscore ID and then say get a timestamp. Times even that will not work. Okay, so when this will not show you just one field because you actually even just let's just put doc search criteria here and say as name here, and then this name is Lisa. Okay, so this, remember in general this will find you multiple documents, right? And then to get a multiple documents, the field value. I will tell you how to do that, but not this way. This is not the right way to do it. Okay, so you can try that. So it does not give you anything, right? Okay, so this dot something has to be just one document only. Has to be just one document. Okay, if you have multiple documents, this will not work. Okay. Does anybody have questions so far? Okay, now let's do next one. Okay, let's just say how do I get it? Say last record, the record I just created in the most recently created. So remember in Oracle we use row number, right? Row number less than 1, less than 2, we get the first record, less than 2, we get the first 2, less than 2, get the first record, less than 3, get the first 2 records, right? And if you want to get a last record, you have to just order that, just in the order by the row number in like a descending order, and then you just do row number less than 2. Okay, so here we have something similar. So let's say I want to find. Let me just put a comment here. This is how you do JavaScript comment. Okay, so just // okay, and let's just say I want to find the last record, last document. Let's just last 2 documents. Okay, last 2 documents. Make sense? Okay, so now let's say how do we do last 2 documents? So remember that this is JavaScript. Okay, this is like a C# command, right? // and then the rest line will be skipped by this this command, by this Mongo shell. Okay, so in Oracle, remember we just -- right? Here, just / the /2 Okay, so what we need to do in this case, so we will have to just use a sort order, just like order by. So we do db.student, okay, find. Let's say find, that will find everything, right? And then we're going to sort. Okay, sort. And then when you do sort, first of all, it's function, parentheses, okay? And then when you do sort, you are going to specify based by which criteria, and then whether it's ascending order or not, okay? So first of all, by which criteria, I'm going to use ID field, okay? Underscore ID, okay? And then are you going to do ascending order or descending order? So if we do descending order, I will change it to -1 here. If it's ascending order, then it will be just 1, okay? So descending order, -1. So what does this mean is that you find all students order by ID in descending order. Does it make sense? So that is that's what it means. And now if I just want to show only the last 2 records, 2 documents, I'll just say limit 2. Limit 2. And that's how you can find the last 2 records. So first record, first 2 records, you basically just do the same thing. Let me just first 2 records also, okay? Uncaught errors somewhere. Oh, this is not a -1 here. Do you see that? So I'm going to pull up the last comment and make changes here. This is -1, okay? So based sorted by -1. Still have errors here somewhere. What is that? doesn't really see. Let me put this again. Okay, so let me see the result here. So I'm going to DB student find, that will find all the students, all the documents, and then I will sort. So inside the sort, I have, hold on. This is colon, not a comma here. Colon here. Okay, so it's just like a document. Okay, the criteria is just like a document. So sort by ID in descending order, and then limit to. So that will give you the last two documents. Okay, so there we go. That's the last two we inserted. So if you want to get the first three documents, you will do the same thing here. Okay, I'm going to say db.student.find. Okay, so if you just use sort in ascending order, okay, then that would be, let's do that first, okay, and then curly brackets, and then order by ID, or you can order by anything else, okay, order by salary, order by, you know, by hire date. And if you do that, you can use this kind of thing to find who is top 3 salary makers in the company, or who was hired, who was the first 3 people hired, something like that. Okay, so this time now we just use 1. So that means in ascending order. Okay, and then say limit. How many did I say? Limit 3. First 3, right? So I will say limit 3. So that will give you the first 3 records I inserted. Okay. Oh, something is keep on making mistake. Okay, keep on making the same mistake here. So actually is colon here. Just have a good habit that is key value pairs. Okay, so now we have first 3 documents created. Okay. Any problems, questions so far? So we have about 20 minutes left, right? So that's just, I think we can finish it. So let me go see whether we have more slides. 2 more slides. Okay, so I, yeah, we can just, we can just use, let's do one more thing. Let's say we have a birth date, right? So let's just order by birth date and find out who has the smallest birth date. The one person have the smallest birth date. Okay, so we can do that. So just say db.student.find. So that's basically get all documents from students collection. Then we're going to sort. Okay, parent says first, and then inside, I'm going to specify order by birth date. Okay, and then let's just say in ascending order. Ascending order. Okay, and then we'll do limit 1. So that would be the person who was hired first. Okay, assuming that everyone has a birth date, but in this case, we do get 1, but which one? Yeah, this one. So this one has oh, you know what? This one has no birth date. There's no birth date because there's basically missing values here. Okay, so if you have birth date, then you know they will be able to tell you which one has smallest birth date. Okay, and now let's move on to next slide. So this time, let's say I want to use a loop for each loop. So we have documents, and then I want to, for example, I want to get all the field names. So it's just like the one I just showed you before. So for example, I do db.student.find. If I just want to get all the IDs, it will not work, right? Or all the S names will not work either. Okay, so it does give you nothing here. This gives you nothing here. So how do I, for example, so if I get all the values inside for one field, all the documents let me just try to say that what I'm trying to do here. So for each document, I want to get the student name. Okay, I want to do that for all documents. So let me just put that question here. Find, let's just list all, list the student name for all students. All students. Okay, list the student name for all students. So let's say, how can we do that? Okay. So to do that, you cannot just do something like that, okay? Do this list, because this one give you just, list of documents, and you cannot just put a list of documents and that, then the student name, the field name. Okay, so what you need to do instead is you can use a special function called a print JSON, and then you will use for each to just like for each document, you're going to use that to print student name, for example. Okay, so what we need to do is just say first student data find, that part is the same. Okay, so that will give you all the documents, and then we're going to use for each. That's a loop. Okay, for each, and then parentheses first, and then we're trying to figure out inside. Okay, and then semicolon. And then let's just say for each. So what we need to do is we need to say for each document, I need create a function. That function will use that function to print the field. Okay, so we will just create a function, JavaScript function here, function, and then parameter is a document, doc, and then curly brackets. So inside you're gonna have function body. Okay. So remember, this is just pretty much like in C#, right? Function and parameters, and then curly bracket, and then you have function body. So the function body in this case is pretty simple, just one command, just say print JSON, JSON, okay? Print JSON. So what is printed? And that is actually inside, you can have actually a document to be printed, or just one particular field. So for example, doc and .s name, okay? So for each document, I want to just print the document student name. That's all. That's all you have to do. Does that make sense? Okay, let's run that. So we get all the student names listed in this case. So let's try it again. So this time, let's say I want to get all student documents object ID, the ID field. Okay, so we'll do db.student. .find sys, okay, and then remember this. Just remember that the case into for small letter each, okay, and then parentheses, and then you're going to have a function, and that function will be executed for each document. Okay, so I'm going to create a function this time, pretty much similar. Just create say function, parentheses, parameter is doc, and then curly brackets, okay. And then inside that function body, just say print JSON, okay, and then actual comment will be inside the parentheses. So inside that parentheses, you're going to have a document, but this time we'll just say doc dot underscore ID. So I'll print the student ID only, right? Object ID only, not student ID. Okay, enter. Now that we get all this, say all this what object IDs listed, and what if I want to get all timestamps for these IDs? So do the same thing. So we'll say db let me try a new manage time. So db dot student dot find again, okay, for each. Okay, just try and type. I know that if you use arrow key, you can pull up the previous one and just change something. But I will just type whole thing because this is a practice. Okay, for each, okay, semicolon first, and then inside you just create a function. Function say doc. Okay, then curly brackets. Inside the curly brackets, and I'm going to do print also, print JSON. So parentheses, okay, that's a comment, that's just a function, right? So what we need to print is this time I will get a timestamp. So I'll just say doc underscore ID dot get timestamp. There we go. Okay. So for each document, this basically says for each document, okay, you run this function. So the function we use the document with document parameter to get ID and then print the timestamp. Get timestamp. Okay. There we go. So get all the documents created, the time that those documents were created. Okay. How do we do multiple fields? So if I have to do multiple fields, you pretty much do the same thing. Just inside the parentheses, create like a array. Okay. So DB, I just do. So let's just say get. Suppose I get ID and also field. Okay. So let's say put a comment here. Okay. So list ID and as name fields for all the documents in student collection. Okay, so that is question. So what we'll do is db dot student dot find. Okay. Find. Okay. And then say for each again. Parentheses, semicolon. Okay. So now let's do functions. Okay. Function. Parameter is doc. And the curly brackets, right? So you probably feel something kind of a little bit strange. It's not very clear, right? It's not very clean. But this is actually a nature of a JavaScript. Because JavaScript allows you to skip all those like white spaces. Okay. So you can type multiple lines. Does not matter. But just but it's just one command span multiple lines. That one it's okay. But but just trying to type one using one command, one line. This probably looks better to me. Okay. Okay. Function doc and then curly brackets. So here as function body. Okay, that's not document. Okay. So the function body is going to be print JSON again. Okay. And then parentheses. Okay. So but inside here you do have you can have a JSON document. Okay. But in this case, we are going to just have two fields. Okay, so I'm going to put a collection. I put put a list here, square bracket. Okay, so the first one is going to be doc dot underscore ID, comma, because there's a list you can use comma to separate. Okay, for documents, key value pair will be separated by colon. Okay, and the second one is doc dot sname. Okay, so if you have more fields, just keep on doing that. At least more fields here. So if I do one more here, so just say doc dot say birth date. Okay, so then you just get an ID, name, and also birth date. Okay, and then oh, something's wrong. So did I miss something? Required a name. Hold on, let me see which one I missed. Did I misspell anything? It says uncalled exception, syntax error, function statement requires a name. Or did I do something wrong? Let me see. For each, okay, and the parentheses function inside of here, I have curly brackets. So function doc print JSON and a square bracket doc underscore ID, doc underscore doc dot as name, and the doc dot birth date. Okay, square bracket, parentheses, curly bracket. So after I typed so many things, it's now become so not very clear. Let me just get rid of the whole thing, start from beginning. Okay, let's go here. So curly brackets, that's function body, right? And then parentheses. So that will close this one. So we can even go back to here. So for each, okay. So do student db.student.find for each. Okay, that part is not wrong, right? So sometimes you may have just start. It's easy actually. So function and then doc here, curly brackets. Okay, and then inside we're going to say print JSON function. Okay, did I miss that? Not sure. So let's say function body is just print JSON. So print JSON in this case, we are going to just use a array here inside. Okay, and then I'm going to have two fields to be created. Two fields. So just say dog.principal ID. Okay, dog.sname. Okay, so that should be just two fields, right? Okay, so now we get two fields listed. So that's not wrong. Okay, so I don't know what was previous one. What's wrong with previous one? Okay. All right, I think so. So if you have multiple fields to be listed, just continue to at least more fields. So that's basically just give you a way to show multiple field values for all the documents. So the key thing here is using for each. Okay, so for each is just like a loop. So basically, just you can incorporate that as for each document inside the result, and then you use the function to handle those documents. Okay, here our function is very simple. We just simply say print something from the document. Okay, and of course you can use this for each to do more sophisticated job processing. Okay. And I think that's my last slide. I think that's it. That's all we need to do for today. Let me just take a look at your homework to see whether every question is doable. So you have week 14 outline. Okay, so the question here is follow the reading. So you need to do this reading material. This reading material just say when you have one-to-many, one-to-one, or one or many-to-many relationships, how do you handle those? How do you create those collections? How do you create collections just in case documents have like some kind of relationship, one-to-one, one-to-many, all that, okay? It's pretty quick to read. So I would just, for example, if I look at it here, okay, so embedded document pattern here. So basically this is patron and address document, and then just basically just put this address inside here as embedded document, right? So just looking at all these examples, okay? So that's how you handle one-to-one relationship here, okay? And then you can also use subset patterns. So for example, if you have too many fields in one document, then you then probably can just do something like a split. Say basically get the most important field in one document and then put the rest into a different document. Split that. Okay, so it's called a split pattern here. Okay, and then how do you model one-to-many relationship? So for suppose you have like a department, employees, how do you handle that? So this basically give you some kind of like a trade-off. So which way is better? So the simplest approach is just simply put all this like all employees document inside the departments, just like embedded documents. Or you can also, if a department has too many employees, then you can do subset. Okay, so what does that mean is that you can just put a few employees inside a department, major employees like a department chair, secretary, or maybe 1 or 2 employees, and then for other employees, put into separate document. Okay, put into separate locations. So what does that mean is that typically if you go to website, right? So you will say that find the department, then you will be able to see some employees in the department. But then if you find more, press find more, then you will load the other document, other collections, information from other collections. Okay, so it's pretty quick to read this. Okay, just skim through some examples to get some idea. So what you need to do for homework is that you're going to create just use the insert statement or insert many statements to create this table, and then use that table to do some of these queries. Okay, so find a document with name like Jones, find document inserted by query 1, find the timestamps. So we did all these examples, I think. Object ID, all the documents. Okay, so you need it for each. And the name, hire date, job fields of all documents. Okay, and then top 3 salary makers. So again, you need to use order by salary, right? And in descending order, and then you say limit 3. Okay, and the first 5 employees hired by order by hire date, right? And then create a new user account. So for user account, let me show you that I actually have, I did not do that in here, but the PowerPoint have examples of how to do that. Let me see. Now this one, okay, this tells you how to create a user account. Okay, how to show all the users, and also how to grant user specific rules, and then how to change the password. So these 2 slides I skipped. Okay, so that you have to do that you with your own database. So use that database and then go to the database to create accounts, create user accounts. Okay, so that is there, and then find the last document you inserted. So we did everything here. So basically, these all questions are doable. So they are pretty simple. I think it's probably just, if I were you, I would probably just do it right after class, and then maybe taking like half an hour at the most to finish all of them. Okay, and then you can enjoy tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day break. But then after the break, you do need to spend time to start to review for final exam. I don't know the final exam date yet, and I think Lauren or somebody else asked me what will be the exam date. So I do not have exam date yet. Usually, previously, this exam date will be scheduled by registrar's office, but I'm not sure this semester they will be still doing that. So I need to get that information from college, from registrar first before I make an announcement to you. Okay, so I think that you can just go ahead and start to review. So this is going to be a comprehensive exam. So I would suggest that you go over all multiple choice questions for all previous homework, and then go over all your hands-on questions. That if you can do that this weekend, then that is very productive use of your weekend break. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop here. Let me see whether anybody have questions. I'm going to stop the recording.